everyone. Hey, happy Sunday. It is January 17th. We are in the middle of a crazy month, are we not? We are. And it's my birthday tomorrow. We've got some great birthdays in January. Like it's Betty White's birthday today, Michelle Obama's birthday today, my birthday tomorrow. I taught a class today, and Harry, it's your birthday if you hear this. Happy birthday, everybody. And listen, birthdays are something, right? Tomorrow I turn 54. 54. I say that with absolutely no hesitation. I say that as a woman with no hesitation. I wish that we as women could really just fully own our age with no sense of shame attached to it. But man, that is not easy, is it? We are told a bag of goods or sold a bag of goods that has us believing that if we're not in our 20s, if we're not in our early 30s, if we're not creating something or wearing the right things or doing the right things or having the right hair, that our value is less. And there is a real belief in that story. So that as women age, they get into their 40s, they get into their 50s, and we're sold at such a young age that we should be concerned about our aging skin. We should be concerned about our aging hair. We should be concerned about everything. We should be using anti-aging cream, anti-aging shampoo. What? I had a company reach out to me a couple weeks ago. I'm a micro influencer. So I'm someone who with a small level of followers on social media, but I'm a micro influencer. And they had reached out to me saying I was a perfect candidate to partner with them to offer up an anti-aging cream. And I let them know in no uncertain terms, I'm not the perfect partner. I believe strongly in aging. I want us to age because with age, there comes wisdom. I can't imagine not aging, right? If we don't age, we're in the ground. And so this idea of anti-aging boggles my mind. And it's just a story that specifically women have been told for years, but now men are also being told this story that we are not supposed to age. We're not supposed to wrinkle. We're not supposed to get gray. We're supposed to stay ever youthful so that we can stay important. And what I think that misses is that our importance is not in this external appearance, but in the wisdom we have gained over the years. The wisdom. We place so much importance on our external bodies, right? That making sure that we have the right hair, the right eyebrows, the right teeth, the right body, all of that stuff. But where is the importance on our critical thinking and on our wisdom and the intelligence of our conversations and the intelligence to know that we can actually choose a different belief system, a different way of being that doesn't actually respond to or answer to a world's expectations of us? When this pandemic hit, I've been dyeing my hair blonde for 15 years. And I've been doing it with a company called eSalon, which I love. I love what they do. So no slap against them. They mix your hair color for you. They mail it to you. So it's like a professional grade hair coloring, and then you just do it yourself. But once this pandemic hit in May, I was scheduled to do another coloring, and I just realized I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And so I didn't. And I thought it would just be a couple weeks that I wouldn't do this And then another box arrived in July. And I was like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And then another box in September arrived. And I said, I don't want to do it. And you can't really tell because my silver is pretty light, but almost all of this is silver now up here. And in a different light, it feels kind of shocking, right? When I look at it in the mirror, and there's times that I look at it, I'm like, whoa. And there is a recognition that this looks a little older than, blonde hair. Multiple times I have thought, oh, well, maybe I should just go back and color my hair. But the reality is, I don't want to do it. It's been made easier, I think, because of the pandemic. Someone's vacuuming outside of my door right now. Because of the pandemic, because I'm not seeing people personally and I'm not getting the judgments. I don't stand around looking at myself in a mirror all day long, so I'm not even seeing myself regularly. But it's so interesting what's been going on up here as I make this transition. As I look for other women who have gone to silver or gone to gray hair, and looking for women who are still youthful in that, so that I can also tell this story. I think it's really hard to go against the world's expectations of what we're supposed to be doing. And my gosh, we're seeing it all the time on our social media, right? We can see what the perfect body looks like, what the perfect complexion looks like, what the perfect lips look like, the perfect eyebrows and all of that. And we're being constantly sold that, thinking that that is the thing that's going to make us happy. But my friends, if it does, it may just be momentary happiness. It's not going to be long-term happiness. And in fact, what research will tell us is it ultimately may bring us more misery. Because now we are in the game of having to upkeep this and having to maintain this, right? We get a bigger home and then the house payments we have to deal with. We get a bigger and more expensive car and then we have to deal with that more expensive maintenance. And all of these things we become janitors to, all of this stuff, instead of actually coming back to who we are and asking the bigger and better question, if we can shut out all of this, what is it that we want? There's a term called miswanting in psychology. And this term is so powerful because we're told all the time the things that we are supposed to want to make us happy. But research has told us or shown over and over again that we more often than not miswant. And I have to think that it's because we've been sold this bag of goods for so long, these things that we think will make us happy. But in fact, they don't. So if you're in the midst of wanting to change something for yourself and knowing that it is really hard to do this, if it's changing a career, if your family is thinking you should be doing one thing and you want to go off and do something else. I totally go with that. I mean, I left a very cushy project manager job, IT project manager job, to go do improv, for God's sake. And I remember my dad telling me over the phone, I think you're crazy. I don't know why you're doing this, but I support you. He had never left. He had the same job his whole entire life. He worked for the same company his whole entire life. So to go off and do something for your heart's sake versus your head's sake was just not in his world of possibilities. My friends, it's in all of our world's possibilities. It may not be the message that we hear, but it is the message that your heart is trying to tell you if you're willing to hear it. It's hard to hear it for sure because these messages that are coming in are so strong and believable. Oh my gosh, if only we had these white teeth and these perfect brows, everything would be better in our lives. If only we had the right complexion and the right makeup, everything would be better. But I'm sure if you've ever gone down that road, you know that that's not true. So the idea of changing something, the first thing I would encourage you to think about is just to give yourself some slack, right? To give yourself a break and recognize that there's a little uncoupling that has to be, a little unraveling of the belief that we have been told our entire lives about what it is that we should want for happiness. Those wants that we have been told are for someone else's gain. We trade our money for that they tell us that will make us happy. We receive it only to realize later it didn't do what it was promised. So because of that, I would just encourage us, first of all, to give ourselves some slack and to know it's hard to uncouple from a BS story because it's baked into our belief system. For so long hearing it, we begin to believe that it is true. And it's only when it begins to be tested that we can see that that is a false belief and it can be changed. I'd also just have you come back to your heart. You know, your head is always going to be your ego, where your ego is, and our ego can be super helpful for us. For the longest time, it keeps us safe and it keeps us, you know, when we can think about things, we can create amazing things. But we can also get in our own way. Your heart, your second brain, when it comes to thinking about what truly does make you happy, what will bring you freedom, check in with your heart. Oh my gosh. Most oftentimes when I talk to people as a coach, the word freedom comes up so often for people when I ask them, what do they want? I want freedom. And then to go further and have them define what freedom is, you know, can be a little bit tougher because they just believe this sense of, I want freedom. Freedom lives here in your heart. What would bring you freedom? Does buying this thing that you're about to buy, does that really bring you a sense of freedom? Or is it a trade-off right now? So the idea of coming back to your heart in all of this. And the third thing I would have you think about is really owning the fact. And this is such a hard thing to really get into your bones, is the idea that this is your life. This is your life, and you get to live it like you want it. And as crazy as it sounds, you also get to choose every aspect of your life. And when I say that, I mean you get to choose your belief system. You get to choose your personality traits. You get to choose your emotions. Now, when I say all this, do I mean that it is easy? No. It's an easy thing to say. It is not an easy thing to do, right? All these things sound so simple, but your personality is made up of habitual behaviors, of which you probably have chosen so unconsciously. But what if you really sat down and took the time to really think about, up here, the life that you want to live? And then, right, that's a lot of dreaming. We can do that, a lot of dreaming. But then to think about, if this is the life that I really want to have, what are the beliefs that I need to have in place to be able to get there? That's a big question. But here's the deal. You can choose those beliefs. It is not easy, but I know anyone who's listening to this right now, over your course of your entire life, you have chosen different beliefs. You are not the same person that you were when you were 15 years old, when you were 20 years old, when you were 25 years old. You've chosen different beliefs to live a different experience. I'm sure there was a time when you thought, oh, I'll never get married. Now you may be married. Maybe you thought, oh, I'll never have kids. Now you have kids. Oh, it's too early to have kids. It's too late to have kids. And now I have them, right? All these things Your behaviors are based on your beliefs. So going in and checking out what are my beliefs will lead me to the behaviors I need to have to get to this life I really want. I mean, I started this whole call announcing that tomorrow I turn 54. It's taken me a long time to get to the point to realize I really can choose how I choose to live this life. I don't want anyone to have to wait this long. If you're listening right now, I'd love for you to really think for yourself. What is it that I really want to do with my life, regardless of what anyone else is telling you? And how do you build a belief system to get to that? And of course, if you ever want any help with that, I'm always here for you. All right, my friends, that's my Sunday talk. I hope you have a great rest of your day wherever you are. Thanks for hanging in.